Okay, good news, it wasn't touching up there. But just in case I just delete that other video completely, this is what I got done yesterday. Sanded that Bondo all down. Still needs to be blocked. I had to leave a little on there so there'd be something to block off. My only concerns right now is the spot here, which is a weld. It's showing, but it feels really smooth, so I'm thinking it's all right. I'm thinking the Bondo's level with the weld. I'm going to use some of that I've got some of that Eastwood contour stuff I'm going to use over that, especially on the low spots. I'm not going to cover the whole thing again. And hopefully I'll have a nice day to do it. I don't know if you guys saw this yet, but see a little flash rush right here. It's got a little wet. I don't want that to happen to the rest of this. So I'm kind of in a time crunch. I'd like to get this finished, sand the door. Not so worried about the front fender because I've decided to do, because I kind of decided to do that satin black instead of doing the metallic. I can kind of paint stuff separate. I can do the front fender on its own, and I can do the door on its own. I can do the quarter on its own. And like I talked about, of course, the car's up on ramp right now, and the back's actually on a jack stand, so it's high. It's hitting me about belly high, but when it's on the ground, I was looking all day for these pictures, and I finally found them, so you'll see them on there. But where I've got in the store. I've got this drywall square standing next to the car when it's all the way on the bump stops, and there you guys see a little bit of it. It's running good, warmed up. Just a little bit of a rattle back there. But when that car is down, the roof is below this. It's probably about right there, which is 40 inches. 36 to 40 inches is how high the roof is off the ground. So I'm figuring I have this thing sitting on the floor, lower it down, I can paint the roof easy. And I'll raise it, I'll lift it back up and paint the sides, or I can do the sides first. But you're in the single stage, if you want to do the metallic, I have to later. It'd be nice to have a lift. Paint the top to kind of lift it up and paint the bottom. Anyway, I don't want to sit there and show you the blue cover. That's not very exciting. Let's see what I blew out of the tailpipe. Hard to tell. There's a plastic bag under there. Plastic bag out of there. Pull out means with my foot. I can't hardly bend over right now. I can't hardly bend over now because I got a big gut. But when I bend over now, my face has a lot of pressure on it. Man, this is a cool car, guys. Sorry, I'm not bragging. It just is. What how can I say? I'm just proud that I own it, and I'm kind of proud that I did a little work on it. But myself, I think a lot of people understand that. I think a lot of people might not. Don't deal with this kind of stuff. But this thing's incredible. You just wait till you see it, and then you see it down on the bump. How low the stupid thing is. Like I say, the fenders hit me about mid-thigh, so the fenders about 20 inches or so off the ground. The hood and the fenders. That's way down there, guys. And I got so used to it being up on these ramps and jacked up because I was working under the car. So I had it up on tall jack stands until Harbor Freight recalled them. So now it sits on a set of non-Harbor Freight tall jack stands. I don't remember what those are. And a set of ramps. And I like low cars. You know, like Fred, he don't like a low car. But some do. And I didn't know that I would until I got one. It's so cool when it's aired out. You guys have seen it. And of course, you can't air it out now because some Jackson still this tire off. This is getting really close. If I was well and I could get out here, this would be a great day to work. Sometimes I think that, you know, everything's against me. But I'll get well eventually. I got to get well so I can do more work. That just takes top priority right now over the car, obviously. If I get sick and die, then I won't be able to drive it. So it'll all be a waste. So anyway, I'm getting that work down. Next stage is to kind of block that. And if the weather would stay like this, then I'd go ahead and epoxy prime at least this quarter. Epoxy prime that, protect that from water. That, and of course you guys know up here, clip off there, get my hyper tough clamp off of there. It is hyper tough, not just tough, but hyper tough. Now this has stayed relatively flash rust free. Somehow I got a little bit on there maybe, but I got to get this off the prime as well. I'm going to run some of that glazing putty either side of this leaded mark and try to get that and block that down so it's smoother. It's close, but not quite. Again, you guys let me know. I'm thinking I'm right. If I do the satin black, the bodywork doesn't have to be like I did gloss black. My dad always said gloss black's the hardest car to get ready to paint because you have to have perfect bodywork because it shows everything. I don't think that's true with the satin black because I don't have it. This is almost the color it would be without the dust. And I was a little concerned doing any kind of flat because, you know, how flat gets and gets dirty. But I was doing some research on that and they say there's a way to keep it clean. Of course, the guy that said there's a way to keep it clean wanted to sell you the product to do it. But, so we'll see. She's running good though. I think she's had enough exercise for a week or 3, however long it's been since I started it. And we'll get back here so we can have a good thumbnail. Try to back up here and not fall over. I'm a little out of balance right now. I don't have no tail lights now, so it don't look very good. I took the tail lights out. Oh well. But like I said, I'm going to like to make my video a little longer, I guess. These side spears, let's see, where is one of them? I showed them. I never showed you on video. I showed pictures of them. Video, you might get to see how crafty they really are. And you remember, I buy the crafty stuff. I feel sorry for it. I'm kind of a sucker. And so I bought these 404 spears, oh gosh, 20 years ago. I don't even know where they are now. So you may not get to see them until later. You saw I had them on there, and they're pretty rough. I think I'm going to go ahead and make them satin silver, which that means just make them natural aluminum. But this car is going to be satin black. And of course, you know, they go right here. So I do them satin silver. And of course, they have chrome Comet words on them. And I'm still going to paint them red in the middle instead of black. So I made a comment. It was kind of a joke, so take it for that. If I go satin black, which it looks like I'm going to, I'm not going to paint these wheels I talked about, which you probably won't see that video. I talked about paint the centers of these wheels satin black as well. So if I go to the car satin black, I have to do it gray. And I talked about making red. going to be the Stealth Comet project. It's going to be a stealth plane. And it has that stealth sleeper motor in there. I got some stuff that's going to vibrate off here. This thing of screws and rivets. Don't want to be picking those up, so pick those off of there. I shouldn't use the fenders of my car as a workbench. You guys see my workbenches. There ain't no place to put anything. I'm kind of amazed there's a flat spot right there on top of that coat that I haven't got to yet. I use a camper cover for a flat spot. It's a birdhouse and all kinds of crap that's lightweight. But anyway, I would like that, you know, you'll see that where I posted the champagne and the silver. If the champagne was a little more silver, you could almost mix the two together. I might have the color I like the most. But right now the silver's winning out over the champagne. Even though, like I say, the champagne would be kind of a nod to the... Oh, there's that bolt I've been missing. This bolt fell out and I lost it. I knew it'd show back up eventually. It's out of this up here. One of these. There it is. See? Matter of time, everything shows back up. I thought it fell into the netherworld because it fell off into the car and I couldn't find it under the car. I backed the car out of here. So if I leave the car satin black, and I may or may not paint this back silver. I kind of liked it silver when I looked at those pictures. And I may just leave the deadline in black. It don't look bad. But everything else is black under there. And the car is going to be black. And black on black on black. If I didn't think it would look too much like an old man car, and forgive me if you guys think this looks good, you're an old man, I would two-tone the car. I painted satin black and I had painted silver on top. I don't know if I'd like that. And I have particular visions in my head, you know, how I want this car to look like. I know this don't look like much, but that really makes me happy. After looking at that old rusted out holes and stuff for 40 years, 41 years. Having that all welded, metal welded in there, patched in, even the Bondo on there. So I think it'll be okay. It's pretty thin now. I did lots of sanding with the 80 grit. I know I said I was going to use, with a 40, I was going to use 80, but I used 40 grit. This is from VA.